This is Dr. Epling from the Unhealthy Alcohol Use Project. We're going to talk today about medication-assisted therapy. You can see the grant number we're working under down here. We're going to use the website for this, and this is the URL to the website with the MAT info in it. And if you click that link, you'll get sent to this website. This is the overall Unhealthy Alcohol Use Project website for Virginia. This is our section on MAT. Things to note here for medication-assisted therapy. We generally like naltrexone first at a dose of 50 milligrams a day. You want to make sure that people's livers have settled down if they have had alcohol recently and have some hepatic enzyme elevation from the alcohol. Importantly, they must be opioid-free for 7 to 10 days before you start this, because otherwise that could put them in withdrawal. But the naltrexone really works well for cravings and abstinence at this dose of 50 a day. Most of these have some reactions. There's suicidality and depression are common amongst a lot of these, so watch for that. Other side effects tend to vary a little bit. It's not terribly expensive. Insurances can cover it, but you see retail costs here. The next in line is probably a camprosate or Camprol. The dose 666 milligrams PO 3 times a day. You can insert your Revelations joke here. You can start it as soon as possible after withdrawing from alcohol when you've achieved abstinence, and then continue it even if the patient decides to start drinking again, with the theory that it'll help them quit again sooner. Much as we talk about the stages of change and anticipating relapse, this can be helpful with that. Adverse reactions are generally pretty rare, but you see them listed here. This is a little bit expensive for retail use, and if they have really bad renal function or hepatic function, you may not want to try it. Third in line, definitely, is of the FDA-approved therapies is disulfiram or antabuse. This is the one that makes you sick, very sick, if you drink alcohol on it. The key to this is that it requires that people take it every day. And so that's why it doesn't work that well for alcohol, because people, if they don't want the reaction, they just stop taking it. You want to start at 500 milligrams in the morning for 1 to 2 weeks, and then drop to 250 milligrams every morning. The patient has to be abstinent from alcohol for 12 hours. Adverse reactions are pretty rare, but are listed here. Again, a little expensive if you're buying this retail. Down here in the non-FDA approved section, we have 2 others, topiramate or Topamax. Dose about, you start it at about 25 milligrams in the morning and titrate up to whatever the effective dose is, 75 milligrams a day, maybe even a little bit higher. There are side effects with this, dizziness, somnolence, nervous, nausea, those type of things, but most are pretty minor. This is reasonable for retail cost, but be careful if they have hepatic impairment, similar to naltrexone. Let the liver cool down if there's been an acute alcohol hit to the liver, and then you can start it. Gabapentin is the one that's very frequently used, I know, around here, starting it at 300 milligrams a day and then slowly increasing up about every 5 days. Common side effects here, dizziness, sleepiness, fatigue. Get a creatinine baseline, monitor for suicidality, because that can happen also. The retail cost here is pretty reasonable, but you can get up to the usual doses of gabapentin, 900 to 1800 milligrams a day. So those are the 5 options we have for medication-assisted therapy. Pretty useful thing for family docs to be able to do, and I think it's certainly something that we can insert into our practices and use on a regular basis. So thanks for listening.